Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and now once you're done studying the basics, let's say, or the reason why you should even consider using pointers, in this video we are going to talk about how to declare pointers and how to use pointers, how it looks like when it's done in our C programming language. So we've seen previously that although the changes between the values that we've made in the swap function when we passed by value did not have any effect on the variables in the main function, so this approach didn't work, and that means we need some way to set up some sort of a connection, a reference between the actual variables we would like them to get modified in the main function, for example our a and b variables, and we want that the function, the swap function, should accomplish that. Okay, we want that the swap function will take both of these a and b variables, somehow some reference to them, and then once it's done executing, they will be simply swapped. So we need a way to let the swap function to access the actual variables in the main function, do the whole swapping operation, and after it's done, we will see the variables in the main actually swapped as expected. And we said that it can be done through some sort of connection, some reference between the boxes residing in one room to let these boxes to be accessed from another room, just by using addresses, okay? Just passing some actual coordinates of these variables, which in our case are their addresses. And for that, to accomplish this task, we need to use our new friend called pointers. So now let's introduce how pointers are being used in our programming language. And just a quick reminder, we can say that a standard variable, for example int, double, char, and so on, is basically used to store some standard value. Okay, we call it this way, standard variable, which we learned in the previous sections stores some standard value. So we may be using int to store integers, char to store characters, and you got the idea basically. So standard variable is used to store standard value. And we can say for now that a pointer variable is of some unique type, which contains, instead of the standard value as we used previously, it actually contains the address, it has the address of where it points to. So for this level, and to make it more clear to you guys, a pointer variable basically holds the address of some standard variable, okay? So how can we declare it? How can we create our nice little pointer variable? So it will look basically like this, int star p, okay? Int star p. And int represents the data type. Actually, it represents the type of the data we will be pointing to through this variable. So in this case, we will hold the address where resides an int variable. So we will point to int. And basically it is said that pointer p points to an integer variable and simply states that treat the value in the address you are pointing to as an integer. So that's an important note for more advanced sections. Although for this course it's also okay, but it will be very useful for advanced courses as well. All right, so now we can take a look at this new star. Okay, we didn't see it previously, and this star indicates that we are not using just a standard variable like we've done it with integers, but we are working with some special, okay, unique pointer, let's call it this way, okay? And also we have lastly our p, okay, and p basically is just the name that we are giving to our pointer variable. So basically we just created a variable called p that is a pointer of type integer. It points to an integer variable, to some other integer variable that we will assign it, but that's later on, it's not in the declaration phase. So to summarize, we have some rule to declare a pointer variable, and it goes like this. First of all, you specify the data type of the value that you want to, that you know you will be pointing to. Then you specify the star to say that it's of type pointer of a pointer type, and then you specify as previously the variable name. So that's it. That's how you declare, how you create a pointer in C programming language. So now we can take a look at some other examples and see what will happen behind the scene. We created a variable p, the same box, similar box to what we've used previously. P is the name of the box, it's just its sticker, and it says I will hold the address. Okay, later on, once we use some assignment operation, I will hold an address, and in this address that I will point to, there I expect to see an integer variable. And similarly can be done for double dp. dp is just the name, and it says I will point to some double. And char pc, okay, we basically can point also to character variables. Okay, that's nothing new. Basically just to understand the pointers declaration process. So there are basically two main things you should keep in mind when using pointers. The first thing is that you should keep in mind the new address ampersand. We've used it in the scanf functions, but this ampersand simply specifies the address of a variable. And we know that every variable has an address, right? And p is a pointer, okay? If we have p, we created p is a pointer to an integer variable. Thus we can say that p we expect that it will have in the future, when we make some assignment, it will have the address of some other variable, for example, a, b, num, whatever it was previously, okay? That it will have the address where it should point to. So remember this ampersand and remember the declaration state. And if we take a look at this example, okay, if we create a variable and initialize a variable a, just like we've done previously in previous sections, so int a equals to 5, we just created a standard variable, okay, a box called a. It has a value of 5, and also it has some label, some specification of what its address, okay, so it has its own unique address. And now we can also create the p variable, the pointer variable. Currently it's not initialized, it does not point anywhere. We should specify where this variable should point to. So now, just to make a quick reminder, if you want to print the value of variable a, you should simply use this printf line, okay? So printf %d and the variable name, okay? It will print 5 to the screen. And if you wanted to print the address of this variable, of variable a, the actual memory where it resides, you should use printf %p and ampersand of a. Ampersand a specifies the address of a. So for if you run this example on your computer, the number, of course, is probably going to be different, because the place, the address where variable a resides on my computer may be different, probably is going to be different than the address it resides in your computer. So this number that will be printed out, or whatever format you're using, specifies the address where a resides. So we can print the value of a variable a, and also we can print and access and specify the address of variable a. So please write down these lines of code by yourself and check out how it works for you, okay? Make this practice, even if it's a little bit now, but we'll practice it in the next challenges and in the next videos. But still, try to also pause this video, write this printf %d a, and to print also the address, just to feel it, just to understand what's going on behind the scenes, okay? And now once you're finished, let's get back to our example. So basically we created an int variable, okay, int a equals to 5, that was initialized with some value, and we also created a pointer variable called p. We know that p is a pointer to int, and it should point to int variable. And since we didn't assign any address for p to point to, okay, we didn't specify where p should point to, we can say that for now it points to nowhere, okay, nothing to use for now. And so we want to basically to point, okay, to specify that p will point to variable a, okay, so we want p to point to a. And for now, it may not be so easy to understand why we even want to do that, but in the logic, the main logic behind it. But trust me, guys, everything will become clear as we proceed with this section, and a lot of things will come when some time passes and you solve more and more exercises. So for now, just relax and understand the main concept of pointing. And what we want to do is to make P to point to A, and we know that P should hold an address of the variable it's pointing to. So basically what we are doing is specifying that P equals to the address of A. Okay, so the logic is pretty simple. Okay, we want P to hold the address of the variable it points to, so P equals to %A to the address of A. So now it will hold as its value the address of A, and visually it would seem that it simply points to A. So by using P, we can access variable A since we know all of its coordinates. And we can test it out by printing the address of A. Okay, so let's print the address of A, and we are getting, try this one also on your own. And if you will try also to print the value of P, okay, you will see that both of them print the same result to the screen because P holds the address of A, okay? And basically that's the main concept for pointers. Is it the result that you are running? Is it the same, guys? Is it the same for these two printf lines? Try this one on your own. Practice, please. I'm asking you to feel how this line where you signed up P equals to %A, how it feels like, and understand deeply what's going on here. So once you're done, we can move on to our last slide for this presentation. It's called dereferencing, and we know that we can print the address of variable A, and that can be done using two ways, using printf %P and the address of A, and also print P, the value of P, which is also the same. And also we said that we can print the values of variable A, and that's pretty nice line. We know how to do it. We just access the A variable and print its value. But what I want to ask right now is how can we print the value of A? How can we access it not by specifying the variable A itself, but rather accessing the variable A indirectly by using our pointer variable P that simply points to A and has all of its information, okay, because it can access its exact address. So if we want to print the value of the variable that our pointer points to, it can be done using this asterisk, this star that we've created. So what we do, we simply dereference a pointer to get the value that it points to. So it looks like this. So printf %D and this pointer P star P, we are going, it can be translated and understood as we are going to the address that P points to and take this value that is in this address, and in this case it will be 5. So this printf line, this last printf line, will also print the value of A, which is 5. So the last two printf lines are basically, we can say, kind of identical. They will print the same thing. So we are accessing the value of box or variable A indirectly using the P pointer. So that's also an important thing you should keep in mind when using pointers, this usage of the asterisk, okay? And once again, the meaning of it is that, let's say it once again, okay? Go to the address that P points to and get the value that is stored there. So I hope that's clear, and with practice you will feel much more confident. And don't worry, we will cover up this topic and a lot of topics that will follow, and also in advanced courses we will talk about pointers. So don't worry, you will understand pointers to their fullest. Maybe not in 1 hour of practicing, but with a lot of practice and a lot of hard work and a lot of lectures, we will make it All right. So thank you guys for watching and good luck. I'll see you in the next videos.